tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon, so be sure to text us ready to buy to the number on the screen. Starting pricing for low-end software $100 and starting pricing for high-end software $500. We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal buyer's protection guarantee.
From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Rootwork, the all-natural foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend enriched with this legendary root offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of Rootwork today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier cultural choice.
Boom, there it is. I'm here. What is going on, family? How y'all living? How is everybody living? Welcome to the room. Glad to have everybody in here. Let me throw some stuff on the social medias real quick. Let me do that real quick. Let me throw that social media joint up. But how y'all living, man? Hope y'all having a great weekend so far. Hope you guys are getting ready to spend time with your families. Hold on one second. Just putting this on Twitter. Oh, man, but I'm here, man. We're here. I'm relatively on time tonight. Relatively on time. All right, I'm going to get started early because we won't be on here too long. Let me throw this on Twitter. Everybody retweet this. Let everybody know that we're live right now. Y'all give us a nice retweet. Ladies and gentlemen. And y'all hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you have not liked and subscribed already. We need to hit that like and subscribe button. I'm throwing this on my social media. No post. All right, bear with me 1 second. Let me just throw all this where I need to throw it. And then we're going to be good to Gizzo. All right, what's up? We're here. We got the mods in the house. We see D. Tubman in the house. We see Michael Wharton in the house. We see Patricia Jenkins in the house. Why is it saying it started 34? Yeah. I don't know why. I just got started minutes ago. Let me get comfortable here. Just got started minutes ago. Man, a lot of stuff we got to get into. But again, what y'all doing for the holidays, man? The holiday week, the kids are out of school. What y'all doing with the family? Somebody said the volume is low. How's my volume? Let me take a listen myself. 34. Yeah. I don't know why. My volume is cool, buddy. You're watching this on a speaking spell, and that's the problem. You need an actual laptop or computer, brother. That is the problem. It's your system, not my system. But my system is good. We're good money over here. We are good. Man. But next week, we're going to have a nice Aratasase holiday package for the family. It's holiday season. Got some great gifts for the family. We got a holiday package that we're going to have for the family, ladies and gentlemen. Going to announce that next week. Great package. It's one of those deals you can't refuse. It's going to be a great, phenomenal package. And waiting on everybody to get in the room. We're going to talk about Moral manipulation failed. That's going to be the theme of today's broadcast. Moral manipulation failed. You like the microphone check shirt? Go to microphonecheck.com. We're still working on the film Microphone Check. We're working very hard on it to bring it to the family. I want to have it out by February, so we're working very hard, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I thank everybody for supporting the museum. I mean, you know, this morning there was another incident at the museum. I'm surprised I was on time today. I was running around down in LA going back and forth to these police stations trying to get reports. LA is funny, man. Down in South Central LA, when something happens, you know, I try to go, you know, I wanted to get a report at the station on Venice. Anytime there's something that happens at the museum, you know, we make sure we get a report on it. And the one on Venice, they always try to send us to the station on King, on MLK, but that one, the lobby is never open. You can't get in there. So it's real funny. But man, last night, you know, y'all know last week we had somebody vandalized the museum. Yes, another incident. We had another incident last night. Now this one is kind of tricky. I don't know what to make of this. A damn car crashed into the door of the museum last night or early this morning. Some car. Somebody had an accident. I think this is what they're saying. I still don't even know the details. I don't even know the details. I'm going to show y'all the camera. I'll show y'all the video. A damn car slammed into the damn door last night. Early this morning. I keep saying last night, early this morning. Yeah. I didn't know this. I just happened to be looking at the security cameras. I'm monitoring the security cameras, and this morning, there's a car right in front of the damn door with yellow tape. Oh, what the hell? I'm like, what the hell? And nobody is contacting me about nothing. Let me show y'all, dude. This happened at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, man, dude, this happened at 5 o'clock this morning. Hold on. Let me show y'all this. Hold on. This is in front of the museum. Hold on. All right. And here it comes. Bam. So this car comes out of nowhere and it knocks over the fire hydrant. There's water all over the place. So, man. So this happened this morning, man. And I didn't even know until like around 10-ish. I didn't even know this happened. Police didn't contact me or nothing. I don't think anybody was hurt. I don't know anything. I went down to the police station. I went to the one on Venice, and all they told me was that the people involved didn't have insurance. That's all they told me. I'm like, well, can I get a report? What the hell? They're like, well, you got to go down to the other station. And the other station, they don't have a lobby. So, man, I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say about that one, dude. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I don't even know what to say, to be honest, man. Man. So, you know, we got to get that taken care of. We got to get the security look. You know, the security doors are damaged. And it's crazy, man. But, you know, we still going to do what we do. We're still doing what we do. Oh, did you see there was a Netflix bio on Bayard Rustin? No, I already know what that was going to be about. Well, you say, can I sue the city? Or what? They got plausible deniability. They don't know. Well, I mean, they're not owning up to anything, and they're not even saying anything. Yeah. But yeah, this is ridiculous. Yeah, literally all they told me, I went to the police department, man. I'm like, hey, man, there was an accident. Somebody crashed into my building, man. What the hell? And they looked it up. Oh, yeah. All we can tell you that they don't have insurance. All right, well, give me a report. What the hell happened? Well, you got to go down to the other station. It's their jurisdiction. I'm like, okay. All right. They ain't telling me nothing. Then they send me down to the MLK department, and literally you can't even get in the building over there. You try to call them, you can't get them on the phone. Yeah. Man. But, this is insane. But anyway, man, let's get into what we got to talk about, man, on a positive note. But again, I thank everybody for the support. Because we need it. Oh, man. Listen, why we put it in L.A. L.A. needed it, man. Let me tell you something. The black people in L.A. have been so phenomenal. Man, we needed it out here. It's a good vibe for the people. Every incident that has happened at the museum, it's always something happening after hours. It has nothing to do with the wonderful brothers and sisters of LA. All the incidents that happen, it has nothing to do with the general public, the black brothers and sisters of LA. They've been completely supportive. They've been overly supportive of what we're doing there, because we hire a lot of people within the community. So they love that. And also it's a neutral place. Everybody can come no matter what set you're from. It's a neutral place where everybody understands you can come and we can vibe and we can kick it. So the vibe in the place has always been a great positive vibe. The brothers and sisters of LA, they've been phenomenal. Every incident that we've had were from outsiders, people not from the community, non-black folks, tethers, shit. We've had those are the only incidents we've had, and usually after hours stuff that goes on, when we ain't there, But yeah, Black LA, man, I gotta take my hat off to Black LA. Black LA they've been phenomenal. The brothers and sisters in LA, they've been holding it down as much as they can. They've been showing so much love. Yeah. Man. Because yeah, when they were doing the graffiti on the vandalism, the police was low-key trying to blame gang activity. Nah, no. It's not no, because the gangs around here, some of them, I employ them at the place. They're employed. We give them jobs. They come there. They actually love the place. They're the last people who are going to do some kind of vandalism. And when we look at the security camera, it's some white Hispanic dudes. And the gangs in that area are not white Hispanic. Yeah, they come from other places with that bullshit. Yeah? Man. Yeah, dude. I'm like, how, to be honest, I'm looking at the footage. I'm like, what kind of accident was that? Okay. I don't want to put the tinfoil kufi on, but what the hell kind of accident was that? Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's not the kind of street you would have an accident like that on at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So again, I don't even know the details, to be honest. I don't even know the details of it. The police ain't telling me nothing. So tomorrow I gotta see what I can find. Yeah. Usually on Jefferson, cars are parked all up and down the street. You don't have accidents like that on Jefferson. Extremely random. They gonna run on the sidewalk like that? Yeah. Man. But let's get into some constructive stuff. We're talking about moral manipulation that people try to do when it comes to us. As we know, the whole Palestine-Israel thing is going on right now. And like with other conflicts, there's this need and this desire to always try to tie foundational Black Americans into these issues. There's always this need to try to compare other people to the struggle of foundational Black Americans. Even with this whole conflict going on now, you see the political shills being pushed out to try to make these comparisons. Oh, the people of Palestine is just like Emmett Till. There's always these comparisons to foundational Black Americans. And we have gotten on code, and we're letting people know that we're going to sit out putting the capes on for all of these other groups. We're letting people know we're just not going to cape right now. We got a lot of stuff on our plate. We got a lot of sabotaging. There's a lot of people undermining us. We're trying to get our communities in order. We're working. Y'all keep telling us, what about black on black crime, and pull yourselves. Oh, well, that's what we're doing right now. We're taking your advice, everybody. We're pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps, which means we're focusing on us. We're focusing on what we need to get, and what we need is foundational Black Americans, and as a global Black family too, by extension, but we're taking care of the FBA family first, and then other brothers and sisters by extension. The ones who are on code. But it's FBA first. And the thing is, people just got this need to drag us into their conflicts, and a lot of us are confused. Why are they trying to drag us into their conversations? We're not in it. We're Bennett. We ain't in it. We don't want to be in it. Why do y'all want to make us a part of this so much? And because we're silent and on code, these other groups are getting very hostile towards us. They're battling other groups in their homelands, yet the focus and anger is on us. Y'all got a conflict 3 or 4, 10,000 miles away, and the narrative is, why are you damn FBA so silent? Why are you focusing on us? Leave us out of it. I showed a tweet a few weeks ago of this woman, Rosenberg, I forgot something. Her name was Rosenberg something. And boy, she made a tweet and she deleted it. She's like, yeah, black people are silent. Yeah, black people, we marched, our community marched with Dr. King, and we fought in the civil rights movement. We started the NAACP. We marched with Black Lives Matter, and you guys are silent. We're not going to forget. We're looking like, whoa, what kind of threat is that? What kind of threat is that? Y'all threatening us. We don't owe nobody nothing. And one of the main people throwing out these little veiled threats and even direct threats is Michael Rappaport, y'all favorite yo word to the mother. Michael Rappaport, he's doing the whole Bill Maher thing. See, Bill Maher was all hugged up with sisters left and right and smoking weed with brothers and acting all down. Now, Bill Maher, all of a sudden, Bill Maher starts sounding like the alt-right. You dig? You let these people yo word to the mother, and y'all give them a pass, and then they start talking crazy. So, Michael Rappaport's been throwing these little shots at FBAs left and right. And now, I want y'all to listen to this, boy. I want y'all to hear this if y'all haven't heard it. Boy, listen to Michael Rappaport. He's talking about us now. He's talking about foundational Black Americans. They're talking about they're making lists now. They're talking about they're having conversations behind the scenes now. Boy, listen to this. Listen to this. Boy, they're getting bold with it. Hold on.
A lot of conversations amongst my Jewish friends about the silence the disappointment.
They're not talking about us, all right? Everybody's complaining about how silent we are. You're not talking about anybody else. Let's be very clear. They're only talking about us being silent, all right? Now look at that. They're having meetings about us because we ain't doing nothing. We're chilling. We haven't done nothing to anybody. We're like, okay, we're out of it. We'll let you do your thing. So now they're having meetings about us because we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything to anybody. We're minding our own business, but they're having meetings about us. All right? Just understand how deep this is. This is the yo, yo, yo. This was y'all yo, 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 word to the mother. All the yo, yo, yo talk ain't there no more. Hold on.
A lot of conversations amongst my Jewish friends about the silence, the disappointment, the disappearing acts on some Doug Henning, David Blaine shit just disappeared, boom, in the air. A lot of people have disappeared.
Talking about us. And yes, we're letting people fight their own battles. We're not in it. We're doing what y'all do. We're doing what everybody else do. We're doing what they do. When something happens to us, they're silent. Y'all ain't stomping for us. You do know. Other people don't stomp for us. Y'all ain't putting these race soldiers in jail for us. You're not getting resources for us. When we need something, when we're crying for justice, we're on our own. Nobody's stomping for us. And we're doing what they're doing. Letting everybody handle their business. Hold on.
I'm telling you right now, we are making a list. We are checking it twice. And we already know who's been naughty or nice. You see that pun? You see that pun? I'm talking about the Jewish people, but I'm also talking Christmas carols. We will not forget. We're not suckers. So when you come around asking for this, that, and the third, come around asking for money, investments.
Ooh. Well, you know he's talking about black folks. Out there in New York. He's talking about black folks. That's who he's talking to black people. Because a lot of black folks go to them out, especially in New York, especially in the music industry. Going to them for investments, and he's talking specifically to black people. So yeah, when y'all come asking for some investments and some money, look, outside of New York, y'all ain't giving us nothing. We don't care. Y'all ain't giving us nothing. We don't go to you for investments outside of New York. That's kind of a New York thing. Let me touch on that. See, a lot of those, they're in a bubble out there. Some of the New York brothers and sisters, you got to go and kind of hug up to the Michael Rappaports and all of those guys in order to get put on and all. In the South, West Coast, now we get it out the mud. We get it out the mud, man. Now, we don't need to go to you with hat in hand. Yeah? The Southern cats, they go out here in the mud. They get it out the streets. They don't have to go to you. They know how to go out and they know how to grind and get it. Brothers in Atlanta grind and get it. South Carolina grind and get it. Texas, they really grind and get it. They're not going to you with hat in hand. Yeah? Man, somebody said it's not a New York thing. But no, because that primarily in the record industry. You know, a lot of cats out there in the East Coast record industry, they go to the Michael Rappaports and all of that stuff in order to get put on. Whereas out here it's a little bit different. But yeah, is he talking to Ice Cube? I don't know. Man. But boy, listen to that. Boy, and the thing is, if a black person said that they had to go to them for money, wouldn't that be considered bigotry? Why he's up here doubling down on stereotypes. That's very interesting. When people talk about certain stereotypes, he seems to be doubling down on some stereotypes. But let me play some more of old Remy. Let me play some more. All right, hold on.
Christmas carols. We will not forget. We're not suckers. So when you come around asking for this, that, and the third, come around asking for money, investments, and all that stuff, I promise you, it's being discussed. We're paying attention.
Well, the people in the dominant society, y'all do that anyway. Y'all always discuss us and pay attention to what we do and withhold resources. So that's not a good threat. Y'all already do that in the dominant society. That's already being done. Duh.
To who's being anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic, anti-Israel, or not saying...
There we go. No. This word is not saying anything. Hold on.
Anti-Israel or not saying anything at all.
So if you don't say anything, they're going to consider that anti-Semitic or anti-Israel or anti-whatever if you don't say nothing. So they're just going to do the I'm white and I say so.
Promise you. We see. I'm the enigma. A lot of Jewish people seem nice. We seem like we're suckers. Seem like you could kind of convince us. Trust me, don't come around 6 months, 8 months, 2 years. We're remembering, we're paying attention.
Okay, here's the thing. Those threats ain't really working. You say, what does he want us to do? I'll explain. But yeah, those threats ain't really working because you do all that anyway. The dominant society, you guys withhold resources from us anyway. You're not giving us anything. That's a horrible threat. We're going to give you less than what we're giving you, which is nothing. You're going to give us nothing times nothing. You're not giving us nothing. So you can't take away what you're not giving. You dig? Because we ain't jumping up with the cape. Now, let me explain why all of this stuff is going all over. Well, they're coming at us so hard about our silence. All of these people are trying to attack us because we're being silent as foundational Black Americans, because we're focusing on our issues. We're doing what they are doing. They hate when we do what they do. When we carry ourselves like they carry themselves, by looking out for our group like they look out for theirs. Hey, well, I got a list. Oh, I got a list now. No. We're doing what you're doing. Letting you do your thing. Y'all let us do our thing. Y'all tell us to hold our own nuts and you look out for your group. We're doing the same thing. We don't have anything to lose. Y'all can't take anything because you haven't given us nothing. But why this desperate need to drag us into the conversation? See, family, y'all got to understand this. When all of these other groups have conflicts with each other, and you got to understand how warfare works in general. In warfare, it's important in warfare that you have moral support. It's extremely important that in warfare, there is a moral high ground that one group can take. That you have a moral shield around you in order to get support. It's important to have a moral shield. Many of these groups who are in conflict with each other, none of them have moral standing. A lot of these different groups, they have a reputation of doing a lot of immoral things. So when they are battling with each other, there's conflict with each other, a lot of these people take out terrorism acts. A lot of these people are exploitive to other groups. They do a lot of weird things within their own society and culture. So they don't have a good moral currency thing going on in the eyes of the public. Okay? But we as foundational Black Americans, we have moral currency that other people don't have. We are the epitome of morality. Don't let nobody get you twisted with that. Everybody knows, as far as morality, we are the face of morality as foundational Black Americans. Because all of our foundational Black American icons stood upright on morality. They were martyred, many of them, because of their moral stand. Other groups don't have a Dr. King. Other groups don't have a Malcolm X. Other groups don't have a Betty Shabazz. Other groups don't have a John Horse, Harriet Tubman. You understand me? Other groups don't have the Medgar Evers and the Huey P. Newtons and the brothers and sisters who stood on business. They don't have a Rosa Parks. Let's keep it a buck, who stood on business with a moral shield by doing the right thing and stood up to oppressive forces, and they stood on morality. They don't have a Farrakhan. And Farrakhan is not FBA, but that's our brother. That is our brother. They don't have a Farrakhan. That's our brother. They don't have an Elijah Muhammad. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have a Muhammad Ali. They don't have a Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. They don't have a John Henry Clark. You understand? They don't have a Fred Hampton, somebody who stood on morals and business and stood up on integrity. They just don't have that. So it's important for them to drag us into their conflicts so that they can use our moral cachet for themselves. They really want to get our moral currency. Yeah, they don't have an Ida B. Wells. That's why the white feminists love to bring up Ida B. Wells. See, them white feminists who are immoral, them white feminists, especially that first wave, who were a bunch of damn racists, they would try to use Ida B. Wells to use her moral standing in order to get some cachet for their groups and organizations. That's why they always try to tie themselves with us. Even the white LGBT community, they always they gotta tie themselves in with our history somehow. That's why somebody mentioned the Bayard Rustin thing. You see? They just did a documentary about Bayard Rustin. I haven't even seen it because I already know what it is. They say it's an LGBT propaganda film, which is exactly what it is. And they're going to use his civil rights standing, him being involved in the civil rights movement, which many people believe he was an op, by the way. He was put out there to, allegedly to spy on folks. He was clicked in with the CIA and FBI. So a lot of people were looking at him funny style after the fact. But using him and his connections to the civil rights movement to attach on the LGBT agenda. You know? Yeah, that's why they would parade John Lewis around all the time. Yeah? To use his morality and exploit his morality. See, John Lewis's morality, there was a thin line between morality and cooning. John Lewis got into performative cooning to me. I'll say that. But again, he was already clicked in with the whole civil rights crowd, so they exploited that as much as they could. But the thing is, we as foundational Black Americans, we don't have a history of genocide. We haven't committed genocide against anybody. Some of these other ethnic groups and religious groups, some of these people have carried out terrorist attacks, genocide, poisoning, all types of stuff to mass groups of people. A lot of these different groups. So they don't have a moral standing. We haven't done nothing like that. We haven't genocided anybody. We don't go around colonizing people. We don't go around exploiting people for their resources. You understand? We don't have a global sex trafficking ring and all of that stuff that a lot of these folks have. We don't have organ harvesting rings as foundational Black Americans. We don't have none of that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? We're like the only group that don't have all of that weird ass shit going on. We don't have all that weird stuff. You know, we're stand-up people, man. Nobody, to be honest, nobody's more stand-up than foundational Black Americans. Don't let these folks come over here and try to point the finger and shame us with some, what about black-on-black crime? What about Chicago? We don't have an organized crime ring. These folks got all types of organized crimes, the mafia in Asia, in the Middle East. They got all types of mafia groups, terrorist organizations that are very dangerous. We don't have that. You can't compare a couple of gangbangers in Chicago somewhere to that. You know? Yeah, we got to start using our moral currency. See, they know our moral currency. See, they play a mind game on us. They have us thinking, oh, man, we're horrible, man, but because crime is going on in Chicago, man, we got to do better. Y'all, I tell people, stop all that we got to do better shit. Other folks, you know, we got to do better as far as aggregating our resources. But, man, y'all don't understand the stuff that all of these other groups got going on in their homeland. Nobody's at liberty to point fingers at us on nothing. Nobody is at liberty to point their fingers at us on anything. You understand? So y'all stop letting them run that propaganda on us. They need our moral currency as a shield for themselves. That's why they always have to drag us in, because whoever we co-sign, you're going to get the moral support. They look at who we co-sign. If we en masse co-sign something, we get it done. It was Black people, foundational Black Americans, and our brother, Professor Black Truth, broke this down beautifully. They were in the forefront of campaigning for Israel to get established. It was foundational Black Americans. Remember, when Ethiopia maintained its independence, when Italy was trying to colonize them, it was foundational Black Americans who got on the side of Ethiopia. It was the Black press over here stomping and letting the international community know, hey, what they're doing to our brothers over there is immoral. We're down to go over there and help them fight. We made a big noise about that. So internationally, they had to get on board with what we were doing, and they backed up off of them and let them remain independent. You understand? Many of the freedom movements in Africa, it was foundational Black Americans holding the mantle for that, especially South Africa. I broke this down before. You understand? A lot of these conflicts with these other countries, we stood by them, and we were the moral cachet that they needed. And people saw, hey, if they're stomping with them, we got to stomp with them. Over in Vietnam, remember, it was a lot of foundational Black Americans taking a stand about what was going on in Vietnam. The Black Panthers, remember, Muhammad Ali put his career on the line. Like, I'm not going to go over there and harm them people. Those Vietnamese people never done anything to me. Y'all over here calling me nigga. They've done nothing to me. The international community saw that, and the moral support for the Vietnam War went down the drain because of foundational Black Americans. The Philippines too, yes. Yes, it was foundational Black Americans. The brother went over there, brother from Florida went over there and defected from the U.S. Army and went over there and taught the Filipinos guerrilla warfare. And the moral support went to him globally. That's why the U.S. had to get up out the Philippines with that bullshit. You understand? When we take a moral stand on something, then the spotlight gets on it and things get done. See, that's why they want us focused on a minority coalition, because that means we're going to give our moral currency to everybody else. Hey, immigration, you know, people of color. Yeah, our brother David Fagan out there in the Philippines. But yeah, they always want us to be on some minority people of color so everybody can glom off of our moral currency. And we're saying, you know what? We're going to use our moral currency for ourselves, for foundational Black Americans. We're focusing on us, and boy, they want to cry foul now. Everybody's crying foul. How dare you look out for yourself? How dare you? You damn FBAs. How dare you do that? Well, that's what we're doing. We're looking out for ourselves. Yeah? And we're going to use that moral currency to get what we're supposed to get. But I'm telling you, it's very important for there to be moral support whenever people try to engage in warfare or colonization. There has to be a moral veil for it. That's why they always got to get us involved. And when we say, nah, we ain't rocking with that. Now these other groups, y'all ain't getting no support from nobody. All right, because we ain't co-signing you. So now y'all out here engaging in conflict and all of the stuff you're doing, people are calling you to task for it and you're not getting any kind of support because you don't have us to sit there and stomp for you. You dig? So now people are looking at you funny. So if you do any kind of war crimes, they're like, hey man, what you doing? So now y'all look real funny style if you engage in some real funny wartime business. People are calling you for it, and you're not going to be able to hide behind us. We're not letting you hide behind us. And to the Michael Rappaports, if you feel so strongly about what's going on over there, why don't you suit and boot up and go over there and get to fighting? If you are so passionate about it, if you about the business, don't sit here pointing the finger at us. We ain't from there. We ain't got nothing to do with none of that over there. If that's your folks, you get suited and booted and go over there and start scrapping. Handle that. That's all you. The hell you over here looking at us for? We ain't going over there. Get suited and booted and going over there and handle your business. Don't stand here talking shit. When they were about to invade Ethiopia, foundational Black Americans, we had a camaraderie with African brothers and sisters then. We're like, hey, those are our Black brothers. Foundational Black Americans lined up by the thousands to go over there to support Ethiopia. We didn't sit here and say, hey, how come y'all ain't supporting us and shit? Where y'all other people? We know when we felt passionate about something, back then we saw our fellow Black brothers and sisters about to get colonized. Foundational Black Americans lined up and said, hey, send us over there. The U.S. government had something. They said, hey, we don't want y'all doing that because y'all niggas get international connections and y'all start taking over. So they start telling Black people, hey, man, y'all better not go over there now. Hey, y'all calm down. And we were going over there anyway. We still went over there. You had brothers and sisters still going over there to help them fight. Stand on that kind of business, Rappaport. Instead of walking around pointing the finger at us, we ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Running around here yelling at us on some shit we ain't got nothing to do with. Get your military fatigues on and get on over there and handle yours. We're handling ours. But family, there's always this need when you're going to do something or if you're engaged in something that is viewed as immoral by the public, you gotta try to wrap it around some kind of morality. Either you gotta have us involved or you gotta do it under some kind of moralistic religious veil. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta try to use morality as far as religion. See, people try the religious thing. Now, here's the thing. Now, a lot of these religions, a lot of them are kind of synonymous with acts that a lot of people deem as immoral. when you talk about Judaism, some people look at that funny style. When you mention that, some people kind of raise an eyebrow. Hey, some of them have done some real funny style stuff, according to some people in the dominant society. People look at that funny. Even when you mention Islam in certain circles, when you say Islam or Muslim or whatever, some people kind of associate that. Well, damn, Bin Laden, terrorism. They kind of make these associations. And the people who've kind of gotten away with the stigma attached to their religion, white Christians. See, the white Christians, they try to use the what would Jesus do thing, and they've been using that for the last 500 years. And even with the white Christians, they still got to bring us around in order to co-sign them to make them solid. Because white Christians, oftentimes, we've seen how their form of Christianity gets down. I want y'all to remember, the Ku Klux Klan is technically a religious organization. Did y'all know that? The Ku Klux Klan, they build themselves as actually a Christian organization. You understand? So white Christianity is always, it's different. They got to drag us, one or two of us around, not too many. They got to have one or two of us around. Because they know they need our moral cachet as well. They need our moral cachet. But they'll still try to do the whole colonizer thing. For example, y'all remember the guy who went over there to North Sentinel Island and got that work? The white supremacists took an L with that. They took a major L, and they hate taking L's. And because they took an L, dude went over there, and I want y'all to understand, he wasn't alone. They made it seem like he was kind of a lone wolf. He was part of a whole missionary organization. Want y'all to understand, these people are never by themselves. John Chow, he was with a group. They always make it seem like these guys are lone wolves. No, they're not. That guy was with the group. He was trained. They were training him to go over there as this lone missionary. He wants to spread the gospels of the Lord. And yes, he's taking a risk by himself. Bullcrap. They send somebody in first, kind of get a leg up, get their feet wet, and if the coast is clear, then everybody's going to come through. Then the other missionaries come through. Then the military comes through. Then the merchant comes through. So yeah, they send people to kind of do the reconnaissance, the little groundwork. So because they offed him when he went over there wasn't too much of an outcry of people feeling sorry for him. You understand? The dominant society in the international community was like, you shouldn't have took your ass over there. They don't like that messaging. They don't like that kind of messaging, that this white and Asian man went over here and some jet black people put his lights out. And there was no moral outcry against it. They don't like that messaging. The international community was like, well, shit. Shit happens. So they don't want that narrative. If a group of black people puts somebody's lights out, puts a white or an Asian person's lights out, there has to be something. I mean, damn, at least some moral outcry. So now they got a documentary about this guy. And the documentary, they're really trying to portray him as a hero and a martyr. Let me play the trailer to the documentary. Boy, they're really trying to portray him as some kind of hero, which he's not. Hold on. Let me play that. Where's this thing? All right, where's this trailer? Hold on. Let me play that trailer for, here it is. Okay, so here's the trailer to the documentary about the guy who went to North Sentinel Island. All right. Oh.
My friend John.
Fair use, by the way. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Paid some pirates to go to an island to talk to people about Jesus when he knew that he had no business doing that. John's parents brought him up to be Christian.
He was just like full of light. I had a little bit of a crush on him.
You couldn't have asked for a better young man. He reminds me of who I wanted to serve with.
He told me his plan was to go live in the middle of the jungle. It didn't sound that bad.
I thought that John would get accepted.
Yeah.
People whose language no one speaks, whose culture no one knows. There's a fine line between faith and madness.
Once he found out about that tribe, he knew he was going to go all in.
John was telling his story. I'm a climber. I'm an adventurer.
Here we are, hiking out.
If things don't go well, he wanted to look like a young, arrogant, Western person, did a stupid thing, and move on. John said to me, this is what the plan looks like. Have it right here.
There's so many ways the seductions of this story can go wrong. This idea of people who exist out of time, that erases their humanity.
These cultures that are isolated, when we cross that boundary, we're saying your prohibition means nothing to us.
That there's a group that we would decide, sorry, you don't get to hear about Jesus. That's a violation of their human right.
John did exactly what Jesus told him to do.
Sean was pursuing.
Well, they kill me with all what Jesus did. Well, Jesus this and well, Jesus. They killing me with this Jesus stuff.
A fantasy in discerning the call. We can mess it up.
My friend did something stupid and courageous and bold, and I wish I was that bold.
No, all right? Y'all not going to try to spin this into a hero story. Well, he was a moral, they keep trying to play up on this whole, it was a moral mission. He just wanted to spread the word of Jesus to these Satan-filled heathens, because John used the word Satan has this island. So these black demonic Negroes, they can miss me with all of that whole, he was going over there to spread the word of Jesus. No, it looked like good old colonization. No, they were doing what they always do. They go over there talking about Jesus, 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 and all of a sudden, all the people over there colonized, raped, and exploited. And the brothers and sisters in North Sentinel Island said, not today. Not today, buddy. And they don't like taking that L. Y'all not fooling anybody. There's nothing courageous about that. That dude committed a crime. You wasn't supposed to go over there. You illegally paid some people to illegally take you somewhere where it was a crime to go to, and they showed you what was happening. When you got there, they were like, the hell you doing here? Hi, guys, my name is John. I just wanted to come talk to you about the goodness of Jesus. Like, didn't they tell you not to come on over here? Yeah. But I think the word of Jesus is important. But where's Jesus now? Well, Jesus is in heaven. Well, that's where you're about to go. Hand me that bow and arrow. And they got him out of here, and they put him to sleep. For God! As our brother Umar would say. He went over there and effed around and found out. Then, that tribe over there, them brothers and sisters, they are the smartest black people on the planet. They know what it is. These are hands down the smartest, most codified black people on earth. The only ones who got it right. We ain't messing with none of y'all. There's two places where black people in modern history never took an L. Only two places on the planet Earth. One, the Great Dismal Swamp of Virginia and North Carolina. The brothers and sisters there during antebellum slavery never took an L. That place was never infiltrated. It was never infiltrated. They never colonized the people. They always used that place as a sanctuary. And after slavery, the brothers and sisters slowly blended back and quietly blended back into the rest of society without a peep. That place was never taken an L. And the other place that never took an L, black folks, North Sentinel Island. They never took an L from the white supremacists. The white supremacists, they've never went in there and whooped on the folks and colonized them. None of that stuff. Yeah? And some people say, well, they're primitive. They're like, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm naked. Yeah, this air feels good on my balls. I like it. I would rather be naked and free and chilling here with the family than y'all coming over here and I'm working at the North Sentinel Island Hyatt. I'm a busboy at your hotel that you done set up over here. And I'm still po. And I ain't got nothing. But I gotta serve you and still go home to nothing. No, I'm good. Just get up out of here. How about that? Yeah, we're free. Cause yeah, on these other islands, we heard what y'all doing. Yeah, they're poor too. And poor and colonized. So we ain't gonna be both. If we're gonna be poor, we're gonna be poor on our own. Now get your ass up out of here before this bow and arrow gets to speaking. Yeah? So those brothers and sisters knew early on, don't let any of these colonizers in here. Even Marco Polo in the 12th, 13th century, he spoke about them. He said, hey man, I've been all over the world. I've been all over Asia. But boy, there's some people over there on this island. Don't go there. Even Marco Polo, even in his day, said, hey, them niggas right there, don't mess with them. Everybody else is pretty friendly, not them. So they've always had a reputation of people who are not to be played with. Yeah? Which is good. Because they know what's going to go down. They know that there's going to be a colonization going on. And also with the John guy, they're trying to make it seem like this big moral. No, he could have came in there with diseases. Whatever he had could have wiped those people out just from diseases. You know? So they know. Yeah, they know what's happening. Don't come up in here with that bullshit. We ain't trying to contact you. We know that you are up to no good. We already know. So take that on somewhere. Now, I saw another video of the organization, some people with the organization that John was with. And boy, I want y'all to hear some of the splaining these people do. I want y'all to hear some of the white splaining and the colonizers splaining that they do, because they're talking about John's situation and they're talking about the movie and how great John was and how people view some of these missionaries. See, this is why I'm telling you the moral cachet is very important, because they know they don't have any. They know they don't have none. I want y'all to listen to how they talk with each other, how calm they are about colonization and how they get to splaining. Now, these are the people who's they're clicked in and they knew John and they were training him. All right, now I want y'all to hear this. Listen to this. Hold on.
Serve the people that they're going to share the gospel with. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, that was one of the false narratives as well, that we hear so much about, is this idea of missions being white colonialistic. And I think, Ted and I have mentioned it several times on this podcast, and we've even had Robert Woodbury as a guest, But there was an extensive study done that shows
Yes.
that really is a false narrative.
A study from who? Who did it? Who did the study? Who did that study? I mean, that's a false narrative. That's not a false narrative. All of y'all, these mission groups, y'all go in and end up colonizing people. When have y'all not colonized somebody that y'all have encountered? If that's a false narrative, then name the people you didn't colonize when you encountered them and interacted with them. What do you mean it's a false narrative? Well, these people get to explaining. That's not a false narrative. We did a study and it says it's a false narrative. What study did you do? I want to know what people, indigenous people, y'all went around who interacted with you that you didn't colonize. Just name, that's the question you ask them. Just name the people you didn't colonize. And y'all mad because you couldn't colonize the North Sentinelese brothers and sisters because they put them bows and arrows on that ass. Hold on, let me play the rest of this stuff. But boy, these people, boy, hold on.
And as you pointed out, Mary, have missionaries made mistakes? Without a doubt. Or have there been some bad actors, as Ted has said? Yes, there have been. But by and large, the good that is...
Oh, have some missionaries made some mistakes? Have some missionaries been bad actors? Notice how these folks try to minimize imperialism. What you mean the bad apples? There have been some bad actors. You mean like the whole British Empire? Y'all, these people use missionaries to build empires of exploitation. The British Empire was built on missionaries first exploiting people. What you mean bad actors? Like it's just like a little something happened. Yeah, we made some mistakes. Yeah, like building global empires, exploiting people, using missionaries. Excuse me. By and large, if you don't stop, excuse me, hold on. Choking and shit, hold on. Lord.
This idea of missions being white colonialistic. And I think, Ted and I have mentioned it several times on this podcast, and we've even had Robert Woodbury as a guest. But there was an extensive study done that shows that really is a false narrative. And as you pointed out, Mary, have missionaries made mistakes? Without a doubt. Or have there been some bad actors, as Ted has said? Yes, there have been. But by and large, the good that has happened through these proselytizing, Jesus-loving, culture-loving people has been incredible.
What's the good? Good for you? What's the good?
It doesn't send these cultures backwards. In fact, it preserves that which is good within their culture.
Whew. God. Man, if you go to some of these places that these people colonize, these are third world countries that these people have colonized that hadn't grown in decades. They have not grown. And the brothers and sisters of North Sentinel Island, they saw how full of crap these folks were, and they said, no, y'all, we ain't going for that. These missionaries end up turning these places into third world countries where they don't grow. The indigenous people there don't grow at all. Yeah? I'm just letting y'all see how these folks talk and how important it is for them to have some kind of veil of morality because they're not getting the support they want. This is what they're complaining about. They're complaining about these missionaries being looked at as what they are. White colonizers. That's what they are. That's what they are. Oh, God, we got to do something about that narrative. So this is why they got the dude, the John guy was half Asian. See? You see? This is why they get a half Asian person to do the work for them. See, this is why I'm showing you how the game is. That's why it's very important for them to get a person who's half Asian. See, it's not white supremacy. Look at, he's Asian. What? There's no white supremacy. We're not even white. The guy going over there, he can't be white supremacy. He's not white. Wink, wink. You see? because they know them going in there. Just over in Uganda, remember, it was a white woman went over there killing a bunch of people, acting like a damn doctor. White woman goes there just killing hundreds of people and then goes back to like Colorado somewhere, right? Chilling, like, oops, my bad. You did? So they know the white missionary thing don't look good on paper no more. It ain't really looking too good. Because ain't nobody co-signing that no more. So now they got to get some non-white people who are identify as white. But hold on, let me play the rest. I just want y'all to see how these folks think here.
So again, we want to reference that. We've referenced it a few times. If you haven't listened to that conversation that Ted and I had with Robert, it's worth looking at.
Yeah, so you had a chance to see the movie.
Yes.
You walked out of that, I'm sure, with a lot of different thoughts. Could you tell us a little bit about that experience and what you went through as you watched the film?
Yeah, I came out with kind of knotted emotions or conflicting emotions. One of the emotions I felt was that I was so proud of John. His integrity shines through in the movie.
Well, they selling it. They're selling it.
His focus, his discipline, and how much the people who knew him love him. And so I did come out of it thinking, I'm very proud of him, and I feel honored. I do feel really honored that we got to be part of his story, part of his training, part of his calling.
Like I said, he's part of a group. It wasn't just him by himself. They were training him as a whole group of them doing this.
And I do consider it an honor. There were things in the movie that made me feel sad. And of course, I again am so grieved and sad for his family. The movie is told mainly through his dad's narrative. And so again, we're just...
There's a part where she talks about white supremacy. I want to get to that part. Hold on.
The main mission voice that was a thread throughout faith and turned atheist, credible mission.
Any interviews or had any time?
But there was no testimonies of the end of the spear. Kingdom brought...
I don't want that. Hold on.
Animals without access to the health care that we have, without so many of the technological advances that make our lives so much better than what the lives were like for people for centuries that could only...
So he's talking about, they need to be missionaries so they can bring in technological advances. That don't mean anything if the people are colonized.
I dream of the standard of living we all have. Do they at all deal with the idea that the way that these people are being viewed or treated by them would be, very similar to how, let's say, an animal on a game reserve is being treated?
Well, I think one of the themes that do come through is that we need to leave them alone, that they won't be alone, and we should not interfere.
Right.
We should not bring interference from the outside. And so, there's some key phrases, and even the interview with a former missionary turned atheist his advice was, we need to leave them alone.
Right.
Mary, maybe you could, surface a couple of the themes. We've already hit on a few of them.
I want to find the part where she's talking about white supremacy. She was like, I don't believe in that. Something like, hold on.
First century myth.
Wait.
So one of the themes in the movie is that we should not do the Great Commission. We should stop sharing the gospel, that the gospel is a first century myth, and that those who undertake the Great Commission are colonialists. So those are some of the main themes. And that is why I do believe this movie doesn't just impact all nations. It actually impacts the body of Christ. And we will have there will be many comes out of the movie and answer about about Jesus in the Gospels. In all the nations, there will be worship. People challenge us.
Recent resurgence and renaissance of Viking religion.
We are God's people. I think it's very important, nations or not.
Before we started the podcast, that I mentioned my relationship with Roberts and McQuilkin.
Questioning the Lord, how to the Lord.
Go to the field.
Question parents. And Beat about John's life, written by Voice of the Martyrs. A world that's becoming more and more religious, actually, globally. And which is good because it shows that there's a spiritual hunger.
Let me go up. Hold on.
They have not come in contact in linguistics but he was trying to prepare himself and learn from them. National Geographic were about to make, I think it's obsolete.
Oh, here, there it is.
I think here it is. And in one of his journal entries, he lists all the different ethnicities.
Okay, here it is. This is what I'm looking for.
That critique, I think, is also out there. Does that come across in the? This type of missionary work is a form of white supremacy. I find it ironic that here we are talking with you, an Asian woman who leads a major mission.
Oh God. You're an Asian woman, so I find it crazy that you're an Asian woman that we've elevated and we put out there to be our spokesperson. So I find it ironic that it was, oh Lord. Okay.
And John himself was an Asian American.
Half Asian.
Yet that critique, I think, is also out there. Does that come across in the film at all? I know you've had a chance to see the film. Is that a part of the narrative in the film?
I don't think it's a strong narrative. And those words have been used. It's been swirling around this movie.
Yes, it has. Like I said, they don't have any moral standing. I'm telling y'all, man, it's very important to have moral standing because people are seeing them for what they are. So they gotta finagle some Christian. There's people of color. We can't get no black folks because they're gonna see through us. So let's get some Asians, and they're minorities. They're like black people kinda because they're minorities too. That ain't gonna work either. That ain't gonna work because we see you identify as white. So that's not working either. That ain't working no more either. Y'all don't have the moral cachet either. Hold on.
But it's really not true. And as you said, John is actually half Chinese, and he actually has other ethnicities in his blood.
So what?
And in one of his journal entries, he lists all the different ethnicities
But his paperwork is white. It don't matter what all of that stuff says. All white people got different ethnicities. Everybody has different ethnicities. What do you identify as?
Part of his makeup. I also think this concept of white supremacy, I think it's obsolete. I think the whole concept of missions as colonialism is also obsolete. I think...
no, ma'am. You've been colonized, and now you identify with your oppressor. It's not obsolete. You are living proof that it's here because you identify with your oppressor.
The missionaries in the past have made mistakes and therefore has earned some of that reputation.
Mm-hmm. And again, y'all sitting up here trying to minimize colonialism, talking about missionaries made mistakes. You mean like colonizing entire continents? That's not a damn mistake. You going over colonizing every continent that you would encounter, that's not a mistake. That's very deliberate. So, ma'am, you got Stockholm Syndrome. You dig? So you don't have the moral currency to really get down and speak on anything that people are going to take seriously. That's why y'all keep trying to throw Jesus in the mix. Your boy took an L. And these missionaries are very upset because they don't have any pouring out of sympathy for it. You dig? Because people saw it for what it was. They saw that was a colonization attempt. They saw it for what it was. And the brothers and sisters on North Sentinel Island saw it for what it was. That's why they're smoking on that John pack right now. Let me play the rest of her real quick. I think she has a little bit more to say. Just showing y'all how these folks get down, man.
Do you know we're living in a time where 67% of all the Christians in the world are in Asia, they're in Africa, Latin America, and Oceania. Since 1981, there are more non-Western Christians than there are Westerners.
Yeah.
The Christian faith is a global religion.
Okay, so they're going to just try to hide their colonization mindset behind religion. All right? And they're trying to figure it out because wasn't no black folks co-signing any of that stuff. And they don't have any moral capital whatsoever. So now they got to figure out what to do. I'm telling you, black folks, our moral currency is very important. It is very important. Other folks don't have it. They don't have it at all. That's why everybody's looking to us. They're looking to us. And again, it's very important for them to go over there and colonize those people. See, the thing is, going over there and just committing genocide, because that's what you would have to do if you go over there. If you just want to take the island, that means you got to go over there and commit genocide. You got to kill all of them. Because they're letting you know, either you going to die or we going to die. But somebody's dying today. When you get over here, there's going to be some dying. We ain't going to be colonized for shit. So if they go over there and bring all their weapons and poison gas or whatever and commit a damn genocide, then the moral outcry will be against whoever does that. Then you're going to be looking funny on the international streets if you go out here and commit a just straight up and down genocide. Can't do that. And you can't go in there trying to be a missionary because then they're going to throw that boomerang on your ass. So that's why they've had to back off that place. Yeah? Man. Yeah, everybody's ordering their root work. Yeah, get your root work. Everybody get your root work deodorant, man. Oh yeah, we got the mango. I don't have. I've been using my lavender that I have here. That's my favorite. That lavender feels real good and smooth on the body. But yeah, rootworkstyle.com. We got a couple of new fragrances for the family. Rootworkstyle.com. Get that at rootworkstyle.com. Family, have y'all heard our brother Andre 3000's? He has an album. Brother Andre 3000 of the legendary group Outkast. He has a new album. And this is his first album in like 17 years. And the album is him playing the damn flute. It's an album of him playing the flute. And there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I like it. My thing is this, and it doesn't sound bad. Some of it is very mellow. It doesn't sound bad at all. It doesn't sound bad, but I don't want to hear Andre 3000 play no damn flute. Yeah, it's like a jazz album. It's like a jazz album. I don't want to hear Andre. This brother is one of the greatest rappers out here. I want him to spit some hot fire. That's what I want. I want him to spit hot fire. Hold on, let me turn something down real quick. Y'all bear with me for a second. Yeah, I want my brother to spit some hot ass fire. I don't want to hear no album with no flute on it. Y'all excuse me one second. I'm turning my heat down. It's getting hot in here. Sorry about that, guys. All right. My thing is this. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking as far as Andre 3000. This is what I'm thinking. And this brother's a phenomenal. This brother is on one of Killer Mike's songs, Scientist, and I forgot the. He's on one of Killer Mike's songs, and this is the thing, and he got a Grammy nomination. He hopped on a feature, and damn, the shit got hit up with a Grammy nomination. Listen, this is the thing with Andre 3000. This is what I'm thinking. While Andre was like, he did an interview like, man, I'm like, 48 years old. What am I going to rap about? I don't know what to rap about it no more. I don't know what to rap about. What do I rap about? I'm not inspired. Whoop-de-whoop. He has plenty of features in 17. Here's the thing. I think what it is, Andre 3000, he's suffering from what Eddie Murphy and Dr. Dre, people like that, he's suffering from the high expectation fear. What it is, when you put out a body of work, and that body of work is huge, culturally, sales-wise, it's huge, and then you have to follow up. A lot of times you don't want to follow up because if you follow up, it's hard to get that lightning in a bottle. You dig? You follow up, especially when you had something that's just, bam, it just really, really took off. The next project most likely is not going to hit that zenith. And if it doesn't hit that zenith, it'll look like, well, you kind of fell off. So a lot of them are scared to fail. Like Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is phenomenal. But Dr. Dre taking all of his time to do these albums, it's a fear of failure. All that stuff about being a perfectionist, bullshit. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Dre. That is fear of failure. Because Dr. Dre's brand is being a superstar, hit-making producer. So you can't put out a brick. You put out a brick, that's going to be devastating to your brand. Andre 3000's last album, that him and Big Boy, they had their dual solo albums, which was a double album. Remember, that sold 13 million records. That sold 13 million records. 13 million. So he knows if I put out another record, I ain't gonna hit 13 million again. That was lightning in a bottle right there. You're just not gonna catch another 13er. He did it at the right time. At that time, the music sales weren't dominated by streams. So at 2004 when that album came out? What year was it? What year was Speaker Box The Love Below? What was the year? Was it 2003? Okay. Yeah, at that time, people still had to go to the record store and get records. So that thing went diamond. A diamond album now, unless you're Drake, you dig? It's hard to hit that now, especially with the streams and all that stuff. So I think there's a fear of not meeting those expectations, just like Eddie Murphy. When Eddie Murphy did Raw, which was a phenomenal comedy concert film, he stopped doing comedy. He just kind of focused on film, and then he didn't go back to it for a minute. And, he's been kind of teasing wanting to go back, but now it's been so long. I don't think he should go back now because it's been way too long. But I think it was a fear of not living up to those expectations. Your last comedy joint was a record-breaking film. So now if you do something else, it'll be looked at as a failure if it doesn't meet those expectations, and they're going to be like, oh, damn, he fell off. It's like Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre's last album, Chronic 2001, phenomenal album. And the Detox album, he'd been teasing that for a minute, and I think what the deal was, they were trying to probably test out records, and the records weren't really tracking the way they wanted them to track, so he just kind of scrapped the whole project. Yeah? So a lot of that has to do with really a fear of failure. You put out a big body of work that does phenomenal numbers, And if you follow up and it ain't where it's supposed to be, you got people on the ground ready to talk shit. Oh, that nigga fell off. See, they can't say Dre fell off. They can't say Eddie Murphy fell off. They can't say Andre 3000 fell off. The brother's last album, 13 million. You dig? So, your last project is hot like that. If you ain't coming out with something else with the same promotion that's on the same level, people are going to be like, oh, damn. Damn, nigga. Yeah? They'll be happy to say you fell off. So he ain't letting that happen. Yeah, Detox is never coming out. But again, a lot of it is fear of failure. That's what I think. That's my conjecture. But I want to see our brother spit. Just do a bunch of features. I don't know. Do something, but spit. Man, if Outkast got back together, I think that would be phenomenal. They've been gone so long. Man, get some of these new producers, man. I think they would do something phenomenal. I think it would be phenomenal. No, Drake ain't falling off. Drake is still doing his thing. Yeah, vinyl records are coming back. Yes, indeed. But anyway, let me get up out of here, man. It's been real. I think we had a very real conversation. Everybody go to rootworkstyle.com. Rootworkstyle.com, ladies and gentlemen. Get the Rootwork deodorant. Rootworkstyle.com. And I will chop it up with you guys later this week. Puppy Akutan Lullaby.